por bruto. Ey, tu jeva quiere maña, le cupo. Ella está clara que gordo de gusto. Y yo no te deluto, tráigame los paquetes. Se te en la cadena, nunca falta de billetes. Estoy como en Argentina, me ponga los furretes. Apuesto que te mueres si te metes. Y yo tengo una huella que fina que quiere
All right,
por
fam.
oficina, la tengo
Let's
con la
get
boca.
started. So as you guys can see, I do need y'all's permission for me to record this call. This is a very important call, a very big call for myself personally. So I'm gonna give you guys everything I have, right? Not only today, but moving forward. This honestly is an amazing opportunity for myself. So I'm super thankful. I'm super just privileged by the opportunity to be here, right? To be here with you guys again, not only today, but but moving forward, man. I feel like this is going to be a huge tool for everybody, right? And I truly believe that. Like, I feel like this is one of the biggest tools we're going to have in order to not only teach ourselves how to trade smart money, but learn these concepts in a way where we're not only making money, right, and accomplishing our goals, but also helping other people, right? So the way I teach um is very at a peer-to-peer level. You feel me? I'm not somebody who's gonna try to sit up here and play the role of a teacher or the student, right? Because I'm literally both, right? One thing I kind of want to start with as far as some perspective that I think is important for trading and just in anything you decide to do in life, right? Is and this kind of breakthrough came by talking to Junior, right? And it wasn't on this topic, but we were kind of like he was trying to get to the bottom of some things, right? As a mentor does, as far as how can he help me just be better, be happier, have better results and stuff. And one of the answers that we came upon was really something to think about for me and something that's really stuck with me, right? And he made me realize that in trading and in business in general, you're always going to be a student, right? So if you choose a path where you plan on really giving it your effort and giving this your time, with the expectations to gain something in return, you're always going to be a student and you're always going to keep improving that craft. I was in the Powerhouse community chat earlier and I just dropped like a screenshot like, hey, who's on Powerhouse? And not a coincidence, like Nary, right? Junior. What you'll notice is the people that are the best professionals are the ones that are the best students, right? So where I'm going with this is by me kind of answering his questions and his little coaching session. I realized that you're always going to be a student to the game, but like when are you going to start being a professional as well? You feel me? Like the student part is never going to end. So it's not like, okay, I'm going to be a student. And then once I'm done with that, I'm going to be a professional. Like, no, you're going to always be a student. So when do you plan on planning on being a professional, right? Starting like day one with your trading plan, with your discipline, with your habits, right? With your mentality. One thing that I can tell you guys that has helped me, again, just in life in general, and it all reflects on the charts, right? Is just having more just like spiritual awareness, right? And just having real true awareness, not about what's going on, but about the way things really are. You feel me? So once you gain awareness and a different perspective, that could totally switch it up for you, right? So never stop being a student, but start being a professional. Like what I mean by being a professional with trading is start back testing, start really like grinding out, start seeing patterns inside of your trading and things like that, right? But that's just something I wanted to start with, just to kind of give you guys a little bit of perspective there. Another thing is I hope you guys feel good, man. I hope you guys are not on here, late at night. It's 8 p.m. out here in AZ, so perfect timing for me. But I hope you guys feel good, man. If you guys are into like spiritual, personal development and everything, you know that success is 99% spiritual, right? But one of the biggest things is not only thinking about the things you want, but being in that state, that feeling that you already are that. You feel me? Like already I am. Like if I'm not in the state of I am, I'm always a step away, or I'm always a step out, or a clicking moment out, right? I already am a student, I always have been, and I already am a professional. Like I decided that very early in my career, right? That I was going to take the responsibility to not only learn this for myself, but also cut the learning curve for other people. So again, I'm blessed to be here with you guys. I truly believe this is going to be a big tool, and obviously not everybody, your whole team is not on here, and neither is mine. But I want you guys to take the ones that are on this call are in here for a reason, right? I just want you guys to take as much as you can from this training and really, really like relay the message to your team, like, yo, y'all need to be on these market open calls every Sunday with Raf, right? Like that man goes in. Right. So I want you guys to be able to say that and to have somewhere where you bring your teams on and you can have the confidence that they're going to learn something or they're going to gain a perspective that's going to help them in the markets. Right. So if you want to learn something, hop onto weekly market open, with Raf and really start to master smart money concepts. If you want to make money, hop on with, Will in the mornings and catch it back on Nas, bro. Like, you know what I mean? And we have other calls like Vinny and we really have everything we need to have a successful system. And that's why I'm so excited to be a part of it. Right. So again, just thank you guys one more time. Obviously it's the first call. So I just kind of felt a little extra special, right? And just wanted to share that with you guys that are on here with me today. And I feel like this is going to be worth our time, right? Not just my time being on here and helping you guys learn, but also is going to be worth your time as well. Cause I'm going to do everything I can to make sure you guys learn something every single time. Right. So I appreciate you guys. Let's get it popping. What I'm going to do on this call is give you guys an objective list of the objectives I plan on accomplishing by the end of this call. And one thing I'm working on every single call is I'm going to keep them for anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour, because these calls are going to be at 8 p.m. on Sundays, right? 8 p.m. AZ time. So that's 7 p.m. in Cali, and that's 9 p.m. in Central. So right after that, on Sundays is the Powerhouse Leadership Call, right? So I don't know how many of you guys are a part of that, but I want to respect that as well. And everybody's time, just even if you're not part of the leadership call, it's Sunday night. So I want to respect everybody's time. And I'm going to do my best to keep these calls very straight to the point and very, very effective, right? Today's obviously is just a little bit more on the mindset as far as how they're going to work out, what these calls are going to be used for. So I'm going to share an objective list with you guys, and it's super dope. It's like a little PDF file that you'll be able to keep for yourself, share with other people, and you'll see what that looks like. Another thing that I want to mention is that it's not always going to be just me on market opens, right? There's a lot of traders inside of Powerhouse that are so amazing and so talented, different styles. But the people I'm going to focus on putting in front of you guys are the ones that are on the same, high level vibration as myself, same kind of concepts, same sort of strategy, right? Just to give you guys some examples, obviously one of the first people I think of when it comes to my trading style is Mike Knapp, right? So in turn, when I think Powerhouse, I think my trading style, I think Neri. Like if you guys are on Neri's team or are familiar with her markups and her trading style, mine and hers are literally, we're looking for the same things in a different way. And our markups are going to correlate most of the time, right? So Neri's somebody that, I look forward to. Hopefully this is her first time maybe hearing this, but it'd be dope to have those type of people, right? And these calls are not for my ego or nothing like that. I promise you guys, not for me to look good on social media or nothing. Like these are for y'all to learn, right? So that's going to be my main goal. Imagine I have Neri on here, given what she's looking for the week, because she does back testing heavy. There's anybody that back tests as much as me, as far as I know, I could say is her, and our strategies are so alike. It's so crazy. Miguel, bro, if you guys are on Miguel's squad in Cali, he's low-key becoming a sick-ass trader. Like I haven't even seen too much. I just know what I know. You feel me? I don't know the whole story, but just from the markups, just from the consistency of that man, like he's becoming a beast-ass trader. So anybody that's on his team, Will Mills' team, like, man, right, you guys are taken care of. So this is just me kind of trying to add whatever I can to the system that's already amazing, right? So I take that as a big blessing, and you guys should look for those opportunities and step up to those opportunities as well. Is something I want to share with you, right? So let's get into it. I do appreciate you guys. Again, I am recording this call, so anybody that missed it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload this call to my YouTube. So if you guys ever want to go over this call again, or want some of your team to like have a good idea of why these market open calls are going to be important, then I'll give you guys a YouTube link so you can share that with them. And I'm going to share a couple resources today with you guys, and let's get it popping. I'm not going to, so let's just say today's call is mainly like, I would say 80% just kind of overview, like giving you guys a real idea of what it takes, right, to learn these concepts. And maybe like 20% on the charts themselves, right? I'm going to might share my charts, my current ideas and stuff like that, so you guys can have them. So you'll get that out of tonight as well. But my main focus today is just kind of introduce the call, give you guys an idea, right? That way you guys can relay the message and be like, yo, on Sunday, y'all better be on this call. This right here is something I created earlier today. Took me 10 minutes to make, but I just wanted to make it easy for you guys to see visually and understand, right? So weekly market open, outlook for the trading week using smart money concepts. This is going to be, again, every Sunday at 9 p.m. Central. Every Sunday at 9 p.m. Central, weekly market open, right? Outlook for the trading week using smart money concepts, right? So I want you guys to understand something. This is not a concept that is of my own, making. This is a concept that's of my own understanding from people that have been trading the markets for multiple years, right? Specifically the bounce back educators through Trade House and other resources that I'm actually going to share with you guys today. So my goal is to really teach you how to master the strategy, right? I'm not going to sit here on these calls every week and try to teach you smart money. We have the resources that are teaching me just like they're teaching you. Like I'm still a student just like you guys, right? So my goal is to kind of just make sure you guys are aware of the resources and have a solid game plan to really, I'm talking about master smart money concepts, right? I've been working with smart money concepts for a year now, after being inside of the trading industry for maybe a year and a half before that. And this 1 year, me coming into Powerhouse and just trusting, my mentorship, Junior, Geo, seeing what they were doing and seeing that it works. After I just started, stop focusing on everything else and just focus on smart money and those concepts. After a while, my markups and the time I spent, watching the boot camp gave me a lot of confidence as far as me knowing, yo, this is all you need. Like you can stop focusing on everything else. And Junior told us, bro, he was like, yo, you guys are going to have to unlearn a lot of retail minded things that you guys have been learning, right? And that's very key. So if you guys, take the blueprint I'm about to give you guys and really take it serious, watch the boot camp 2 or 3 times within next year, if not more, spend all year back testing, trying to develop a system that's going to work the same every time for the long run, right? So that's my goal, is to be here with you guys and really, learn together, right? So as like I said, I'm going to host these calls myself, but they won't be just me. I'll have other leaders on here that I'm going to make sure we get in front of you guys and you guys are hearing all different perspectives. Now, the beautiful thing is, as you guys hear these different perspectives from these different people, we're all looking at the same strategy. So it's beautiful, right? Like me, I look at the world and my perception of the markets and life is one way. And then Neri's perspective, for example, is a whole other perspective. So you guys are seeing with 2 different eyeglasses, the same thing. So it's going to be beautiful, man. There's going to be a good journey for us to learn together, right? So the objectives for this call, let me see. Give me 1 second. Yeah, so objectives for this call, right? You're going to know, this is what you're going to know after this call is done. You're going to know what material and educators exactly to watch to master smart money concepts. You're going to be, after I shared this with y'all, like how to really just get educated on the concepts, on the strategy, I'm going to tell you exactly where to go and exactly who to study. And that's up to you how much time you want to put into it, right? But if you go with this game plan that I'm about to give you, you're going to learn smart money concepts, right? You just have to not only watch it, bro, like not only learn, but like learn with the intention of applying, obviously, right? So if you go through that game plan that I'm about to give you, you stay plugged in the chats, I promise you're going to learn this. It might take you a year like it did me. A lot of people are going to, learn a lot faster. Some, it may take more, but it's 1,000, 2,000% worth it, right? So after I share with you guys that game plan, I'm going to break down my specific routine as far as what I do every single Sunday, right? And this is what we're going to do every single Sunday together on the market open call, is I'm going to go through the steps of number 1, being aware of important news events for the US dollar. And crazy that we're going over this today because it's a very volatile week. So I'm glad I'm here with you guys. Number 2, we're going to study the DXY and identify areas of interest, right? One thing I want to say on that topic is, if you ask me what kind of trader I am, like, am I like swing trader, scalper? Am I a Forex trader? Am I, smart money? Am I, this or that? the way that I can most accurately the way that I can most accurately describe my trading style is basically in this sentence, like I'm a dollar trader, right? So I trade the US dollar. So the main market, the main chart that I spend the most time really analyzing and tracking the movements of is the US dollar. Number one, like literally my whole bias is based off of what that one market is doing. Let me guys give you guys a little bit of perspective that might blow your mind if you haven't heard this before. Is think of all the pairs you're trading, right? Whether it be major pairs like Euro USD, AUD USD, USD CAD, to Bitcoin, BTC USD, ETH USD, XAU USD, SPX USD. Like, what do all these things have in common? Is the US dollar, right? So you're always trading one instrument against the dollar. So it makes sense to focus on the dollar itself a lot and then just trade different markets based off of that understanding of the dollar. So once you understand that, bro, like it changes the game because it not only helps you day trade these markets, but it also gives you an idea of longer term plays as far as like investments and even like economic cycles as far as like 20-year game plans that the Fed is planning out via inflations and recessions and things like that, and you can see it all in the US dollar. So it's a beautiful thing to study once you start really understanding the US dollar, because it's going to help you make investment ideas, long-term economic ideas, day trade. So look at all the things you're going to be able to learn, and look at all the different markets you're going to be able to trade by just trading one market, which is the dollar. Right now, number two is we all know that, and as far as my understanding, I don't ever try to pretend like I know the fact of anything. You feel me? Like I just know my interpretation based off what I've been taught. But as far as I know, these markets are not moving, even in the way most of us smart money traders think. We still think, okay, it's these central banks, it's these big lenders like Citibank and things like that that are really pressing those buy buttons and sell buttons that are really moving the market. My understanding and the way I'm seeing it is not so much that. Like, it's not so much all the banks in the world getting together at the same time and being like, yo, sell it here or buy here, right? It's more of an algorithm that just works itself. This algorithm, let me share this with you guys. I don't know if you guys have ever heard this before, but this one sentence is basically the most important sentence I've learned so far when it comes to smart money. And let me know if it's something that makes sense to you guys, if you guys have any questions, but it's a very simple concept. So this one sentence explains how the market moves according to the algorithm, right? So the market, like literally pay attention. If you're taking notes, write this one down, bro. Like whatever you got to do, if you got to repeat it 10 times before you go to sleep, the market moves towards liquidity in the most efficient way possible. Right. So think about that. Like my smart money traders, you're already picturing like the equal lows, equal tops. You're picturing the liquidity and seeing that that's the direction of the market. That's where the market wants to head to, wherever there's liquidity, and is going to do so in the most efficient way possible. Right. Imbalances, mitigation, things like that. So, yes, sir. Will, I got you, bro. So the market moves towards liquidity in the most efficient way possible. Right. So that right there, bro, like I want to give you guys a little bit of time to really just sit and think about that, because that's really it, bro. Like the strategy we're learning, you're thinking smart money concepts and you're thinking it's a lot, like it's a lot of markets. Bro, I'm telling you, you only have to focus on one market being the dollar, and it's one strategy we're trading with it. Now, based off of those things, there's different markets that are interchangeable. I got you, bro. I'll repeat it. There's different markets that are interchangeable and you can trade based off the dollar. So why would you spend your time focused on a lot of things where you can just trade one market? So what I'm gonna do here is drop this in the chat just so you guys can have it. The market moves. And let me know if you guys have any questions. You guys are getting some value so far. I'm barely just trying to break down and get through like the objectives, bro. So I'm actually going to teach you guys just a little bit about each one of these concepts, and I'm going to save a lot of it for future calls, but trying to give you guys a lot of value when it comes to like just the understanding of smart money. The market moves towards liquidity in the most efficient way possible. All right, like I said, that's my understanding of it. If you guys have any other, ideas or any other like perspectives, as if you can, break it down simpler than that, let me know. But that's one way I like to put it. That's not my concept. I've heard that, right? So another question in the chat was, what's the difference between just retail and institutional traders, right? So, in my understanding, retail traders would be anybody, um, anybody trading on MetaTrader, honestly, anybody, even the people with big money that are dropping these lots, and you're seeing them on YouTube, and they're making millions of dollars per trade, and things like that. Even that would be considered retail trader, in my opinion. What institutional, really means to me is mainly whoever's controlling that algorithm, right? So it is based off of just bigger agendas than, we don't want to go down the Mike Miles rabbit hole or nothing like that, bro. But the market is controlled off some big, some people that are behind the scenes that me and you would never know the names of. You know what I mean? So institutional would be whoever is controlling that algorithm. The closest thing me and you could probably picture to that is the central banks, right? Like the Federal Reserve in the U.S., Central Bank of Canada, Central Bank of Europe, things like that, right? So those are institutional players compared to everybody else is just retail, right? And I'm going to spend a lot of time throughout these next, few calls breaking down the strategies and how to spot where retail trading activity is going on, where the institutional traders come in, and how we play off of that. So it's going to be a beautiful journey. So last thing I'll say on the dollar is, if we know that institutional trading is the big players basically manipulating the retail traders out of the market, now you start thinking of that and you're like, yo, there's no way all these markets are manipulated and they're all controlled, because they all correlate, right? If I look at the dollar, Euro USD is the opposite, and then GBP USD should be moving in that same way. So if they're all correlated, how is it possible for everything to be manipulated in that way? It's super simple. Like, they only have to manipulate one market, being the US dollar. And if they can manipulate that, all the other markets move with it. So does that make sense to you guys? Drop some triple Bs, right? Give me some triple Bs for Bounce Back Bootcamp if you guys are getting some value today. Like, I promise y'all just gonna have to be patient with me, because I'm gonna get into some, some chart work on these future calls and everything. But I want everybody that's here to really just have that understanding, bro, and really just share this with your team and share that excitement, bro. Because I'm excited once you really start to see that these concepts work, and it's no longer like, oh, news are going on and then the charts are over here and I'm trying to make sense of both. Like, no, like the candles are telling you the story. They're telling you where retail's trading. They're telling you when smart money's coming in. They're telling you where the best risk reward is. Like, it's so beautiful once you actually start to read price action, right? Not just analyze it. But that's why I think, in my opinion, that's why I think smart money concepts are so important, and just even the dollar itself, focusing on the dollar is so important. So let me go back to this thing is just moving, but hold on, give me a second. All right, so we're here. After you study the US dollar and you find areas of interest, we identify areas of interest in major trading pairs, right? So obviously we're looking at the dollar for like that major bias, but you can't trade the DXY, right? So we're going to look for major pairs, being major currency pairs, Bitcoin. I trade gold. I trade indices a little bit less often, mainly currency pairs. I try to stick to currency pairs because they correlate kind of the best to my trading style with the dollar itself, right? So not only we're finding those areas of interest on the dollar where the market could possibly be attracted to throughout the week, but we're also finding trade ideas and how to trade those markets throughout the week. And bro, we're doing this every single Sunday. Like, I'm starting with the news. I'm giving you guys the outline. I'm marking up the DXY for you guys. I'm showing you how you're going to trade these markets based off of it. And then we're going to mark up our trade ideas, and we're going to set alerts, right? And you're going to have a good idea, man. If you can just hop onto these calls as you're learning smart money, and then just, get to a point where you can mark up these charts and set an alert, bro. Like, yo, this has made it so easy for me. I don't spend more than maybe an hour a day on the charts, to be honest. I do spend more time educating myself, and watching maybe go live and things like that. But as far as I'm on the charts, yo, like I do most of my work on Sunday. I might mark up for like an hour on Sunday. With those alerts that I set on that day, I'm chilling. Like I'm just waiting for those alerts to hit. That's when I start looking at the market. All right, cool. Let's see what MetaTrader's doing. But you guys are gonna learn kind of my trading style, how I really put everything together, right? So I'm excited. Like I'm trying to fit everything into one call for y'all, but I'm gonna really come with it. So there's the objectives. First thing being to know what material and educator to watch to really master smart money concepts, right? Yo, did I draw this shit? I don't know if you guys see that red line. I don't know if that was me. Yep, that was me. All right, cool. Yo, all right, bet. So knowing what material and educators to watch to master smart money concepts, right? One more time, like this is very important. You're not here on these calls to learn from me, right? I'm in that same student seat, just like you guys. Again, we're all professionals. Like, if you're not a professional already, let this call be your wake up call to like, yo, I got to start treating this shit like a business on a whole nother level than I was already. But at the same time, me and you are still in that student seat together, right? So this is the game plan that I use, and I kind of share this game plan with people that are coming in to learn how to trade. And it's very simple, right? So number one is obviously get through your basics, get through your Forex 101, learn how to just speak the language of Forex. From there, you're moving on to what's called the Bounce Back Bootcamp. This is where you're going to learn all the core content for smart money concepts, right? The thing I love about smart money concepts is not a strategy. Most strategies require like a 3-point confirmation with trend line, support, resistance, some other bullshit. But smart money concepts is just the whole concept of how the market moves, the whole understanding of the algorithm of, just the whole thing, bro. Like literally this course will tell you how the market moves and how you can take advantage of it. Not saying just like in a general sense of like, oh, you can build this little strategy based off of this little small, pattern in the market. Like, yo, this is the whole picture on how this shit really works, right? So step number one, Bounce Back Bootcamp. Bouncebacklaunch.com is where you can find it. Speak to me, speak to your mentor if you never heard of it, if you want access to the bootcamp. What's beautiful, guys, if you guys don't know already, for $185 a month, you get to purchase any single package, or for $199 any or $249 any two packages, and any trading package is going to come with the bounce back strategy included. That's new as of this month, right? So before that, we were having to pay a little bit more money to get access to the bootcamp, but now it's already included in your guys' subscription. Yeah, so you guys have to take advantage of that, right? So I hope you guys were aware of that. Number two is building a real game plan around go live and what educators to watch to really master these concepts, right? The main thing that I would focus on if I was you guys would be this channel right here, being Zachary Hogan and Jordan Morgan on the FRX channel, right? So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, power hour at 1, right? Tuesday, Wednesday, New York Open. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you have Jordan Morgan, macro price action. So the way these work out, look how beautiful Tuesday and Wednesday is, bro. Like you wake up at 7 a.m. and you get on a go live stream with the bounce back educators, being Zach, Jordan Morgan, John Fibonacci, Mike Nav sometimes. And they're looking at live market conditions, looking for trade ideas for you. Not only that, but perspective and learning lessons and things like that. So that's a dope call at 7 a.m., like literally live market, prime trading time, 7 a.m. So if you want to make some money, obviously Nas 100 call with Will. And I would say this is more of like a chance to learn, and possibly catch a bag. With Will, you're going to catch a bag while you're going to learn while you earn, basically, right? So you got some options in the morning, man. If you want to plug in and make money, it's here. So it happens and this is actually Mountain Standard Time, right? So just remember, Cali is an hour before, and then Central is 1 hour after this time that you see listed here. But let me get back to it. And the beginning parts are obviously the most important. So I'm going to try to get us through the rest of it as fast as I possibly can for you guys, but not trying to skip any details either. Let me know if you guys have any questions, anything you guys want me to go over for y'all. But Just going through this game plan right now of go live, right? So in the morning, you got this call at 11. You got micro price action with Jordan. Yo, this call, like, yo, this should be on your calendar, right? So macro means big picture. Remember, I told you how the dollar really controls everything else, and how the dollar's like game plans are off these big like economic depression inflation cycles, bro. Like it's 8-year 12-year plans, right? So he's looking at things like that. And the thing I love about Jordan Morgan is that he trades just like me, or I trade just like him, obviously. He looks at the dollar first and then plays other markets and other investments, and just a lot of knowledge based off of that, dollar bias. So plug into that and then plug into Power Hour. The reason Power Hour is important is, okay, so that's 3 p.m. New York time, right? So around that time, New York session is getting ready to close. And the big, market movers, I wouldn't say institutional, but I'll say market movers during New York session, by the time New York session is going to close, they're already taking profits, right? So right around that time, these guys hop on again on Zoom and they review what that trading session was like. So you'll review what happened in the morning on the session, the trades they gave out. They'll go over them and see how they played out like later that evening, which is beautiful, right? So this channel, put that on your schedule, bro. Like Tuesday and Wednesday, just stay plugged in. Next, we have a few more. Man, I'm kind of new to this Google presentation slide, but we're gonna make it work. A couple other bounce back educators, John Fibonacci, Mike Nav, a couple channels, and then Siva, right? So my main focus would honestly be this channel, the bounce back channel. Here's some other options for you guys. And then just to keep it simple, if you just want to keep it down to the bare basics, what I like to focus on the most is literally just this right here, bro. Like, hey, when they ask me what's my favorite educators, is this lineup right here, like Mike in Spanish and Mike in English, bro. If you guys understand both, y'all are lucky. You feel me? You get to watch them twice. But if you just want to pick one educator and really build a game plan around that, Mike Nav. If you guys want to understand my strategy and the kind of things I look for throughout the week a little bit better, Mike Nav. And it's not my strategy, it's his strategy. I'm just here like taking advantage of it, sharing it with you guys, right? So just so y'all are on that same understanding. So that's the route you're going to take, right? You're going to watch the boot camp and you're going to plug into these educators, get with your mentor and build, like have them help you build a real solid game plan around this education. From there, all right, 8:40. I'm gonna try my best to be done by 9 p.m. All right, guys. So like I said, after I shared that kind of game plan with you guys as far as what education to kind of start that path on, this is where it starts to like, okay, this is my routine that I go through every Sunday, right? So I go through news, right? I go to forexfactory.com. I look at the news for the US dollar specifically. You can see that I filtered it down to only red folders and only US dollar news. That's just myself personally. Like I'm looking for the highest impact news on the US dollar, right? Because I'm a dollar trader. So we're going to make sure we're aware of the most important times, most volatile times, when these institutional moves that are happening, and that's what we're looking for, right? Is institutional moves. They tend to happen during these exact times right here. And you're going to see that it's all just an excuse to move the market in these ways. So that's the first step, right? Is step one, news. Step two, yo, it's hard to move this. Hold up. Sorry, guys. Sheesh. Hold on, I gotta do this just so light. All right, number two is we're gonna study the DXY. So after we know when the news events, just as a clue for you guys, look, this, you guys can see this right here. This, by the way, is the markup that I sent out this Sunday for the US dollar. So you guys should have this inside the FRX Powerhouse channel, inside of, wherever you're at. I share these with you guys every Sunday, and now you're gonna have the trade ideas, and you're gonna hop on with me later that night, and we're gonna go over them and really see how we're gonna play them, right? So, just as an example, this right here, and this is why news is important. This was a news event 2 Wednesdays ago, so not last Wednesday, but the previous Wednesday. This was an institutional move that took out liquidity, broke structure, left an imbalance. So that right there, that's the one thing we're looking for. We're looking for a point of interest that does those three things, and that's all we're gonna focus on when it comes to our trading style every single Sunday, right? So we're going to study the DXY. We're going to find those points of interest, and try to really build a bias of where we think it's going to go. So this is what the market looked like on this, like just on Sunday, right? It was barely Monday, so yesterday. Market was reacting off of this point of interest here, kind of expecting it to come into this area before continuing down towards a bigger time frame, kind of weekly imbalances, and we'll go through our different time frames and really break it all down for you guys, man. It's going to be good. So after we know when the major events are going to be, know what we're expecting with the dollar, like I said, we study the dollar and then we trade around that, right? So number 3 is going to be finding that point of interest, right? So every trade we're going to look at is going to look the same way. And it's going to look the same on the dollar as it is on the pairs that we're going to trade. So this is an example to the downside. I know it's a little hard to see, but here's an institutional candle that took out liquidity to the downside, broke structure to the upside. So now we're waiting in this area, again, for that mitigation, for that imbalance, for that Fibonacci retracement. So 3 steps, every single time is going to be simple. It's going to be easy for you guys to duplicate for your teams and everything like that. After we find some points of interest, that's when we're going to really start marking up our possible trade ideas based off of those confirmations and just setting alerts, right? So that's going to be what's going to go down every single Sunday. We're going to look at news, we're going to study the dollar, and we're going to see how we're going to play these different markets around that. We're going to set alerts, and we're done for the day, bro. Like personally, I don't really start trading too actively with my full risk, being less than 1% to 1% risk per trade until Tuesday. If I trade on Sunday or Monday, it's very small, very high risk to reward, but I do my work on Sunday. On Monday, I'm not really like too active. That's the day that I really give myself a break. I'm kind of studying what's going on, but I'm studying just the live price action. I'm not really looking to trade too much unless it looks really good, right? So we're going to mark up on Sunday, then, we're going to be in touch in the chats throughout the week. So that's how it's going to go down. Last thing I want to say is just, study, be a student, study the bounce back sniper course, study the educators, study the markets, study yourself, most importantly. Build a system. I think one of the most important things I can leave you guys with is don't focus on making money right now in a sense. I mean, it's a byproduct, right? Focus more on building a system that's going to work the same way for the next 10 years. And you're always going to adjust, obviously, and things like that. But start building that system, man. Start building that system that you're really taking yourself out of the equation and you're not asking yourself, damn, is this where I enter? What should my lot size be? Should I get in on this one or that one? Or your system should give you all those answers. If you have to ask yourself any question before entering a trade or how to manage your trade, when to get out, then your system is missing something, right? So that's the goal, is to build that system. That's what I'm going to work with you guys, on these Sunday calls. It's not going to be, I promise you guys, this is just kind of, again, that overview, but I want it to be just like a trade room where we're all in that same student seat together, and I might maybe just kind of like leading the way as far as giving us some things to look for, but I want your guys' perspectives too. I want to see your guys' markups. I want to make sure you guys are really applying this info and then building that system, right? So I hope you guys are excited, because I am. And with that being said, right, we're in the best place to be, like, who else gives you this much value throughout the week? Like, who's going to walk through the markets with you on Sunday, wake up on Monday with you at 6 a.m., catch you back with you, market overview on Wednesday, back testing call, educator call. I say this a lot anytime I'm in front of, the Powerhouse family. Is like, I've been parts of another team before I was part of Powerhouse, and I just never take it for granted, the kind of system. I say we, because I consider myself as big a part of a Powerhouse as anybody, and you guys should too, right? You guys should say that proudly. You guys should start seeing what kind of role you can play to help build like the whole community, bro, because that's what's going to repay you in the long run, right? I'm not doing this with, like I said, it's not for my ego, for me to look good. It's nothing like that. It's not for me to do something good for the world so that I can get repaid or nothing. Like, this is literally just me sharing my value, right? And hoping that I'm at the same level of vibration with you guys, where my message can get across and you guys feel confident enough to be able to ask a question and really build this, bro. Because you know, if you're always that in the role of that student and you're not being involved with like, yo, hey, here's my markups, can you check them out for me? Hey, here's a question I have, and actively trying to improve that system. You know what I mean? You're gonna be a good student, but I mean, we're here to make money. At least I am. Hope guys are having an amazing night. Just a little bit of a preview of what's to come, and not just this week, but every week. I go through my trading view charts and I mark up, let's just say a couple markups for the dollar. And I sent these again in the AZ Powerhouse chat, but this is my higher time frame bias for the dollar, right? Expecting this weekly imbalance. Here's my lower time frame, which is the markup we saw on the slide there, where I'm expecting us to go up before we go down to this imbalance. And just really marking down all the points of interest, really setting those alerts, and it's just a very efficient way to trade. It's just so stress-free, and it just gives you so much understanding that it actually makes this shit fun. You feel me? Like, I have a good time running calls and sharing this info because it, once you have that certainty, like having confidence is one thing, and having certainty that something works, just like with Bitcoin, is a whole nother trip. You feel me? Like, it's a whole another level. So I hope you guys can really, work with me and start gaining that understanding, not just, that certainty, not just that confidence. But here's what I marked up for the dollar that week, points of interest. And then I send a couple. Hold on, this is starting to be a little slow. You guys are very welcome. Everybody on here is welcome. It's a pleasure for me, honestly. Like, this feels good. I said it earlier, but if you guys weren't on the call when I said this, like, one of the most important things when you guys hop on these calls, when you guys run these calls, when you guys, are doing anything regarding your goals, make sure you're feeling good about it, yo. Like, don't show up to trade night, don't show up to the event, don't show up to these calls if you're gonna be dragging your feet and just like treating it as like something, oh, I have to do this, and it's 10,000 hours and I'm just gonna grind it out until I'll start feeling good once I'm seeing results. Yo, you got to start feeling good now in order to see results, family. That's one thing I've learned the most recently, as far as like I said, that success is 99% spiritual part is just feeling good, man. I feel good right now sharing this with you guys. Why? Because I know we're at that same level of understanding. You feel me? Like, I feel like I'm in a good place where I'm able to connect with you guys, and I know you guys are learning a lot. So it feels amazing. I hope you guys feel good. Let me, Vic, if you could do me a favor, bro, if you're on here with me, and just make sure that everybody can unmute, and maybe anybody that wants to ask a question, anybody that wants to want me to go over anything. I ended the call with 10 minutes to spare, but I'm happy to stay on here all night with you guys, bro. Like, we could sit here and mark it up, like, real shit. It's honestly a pleasure. But talk to me, y'all. Talk to me. Like, what's something maybe you guys want to see? Maybe something you guys want me to explain a little bit more. Any questions regarding how the calls are going to run themselves? The times, can you explain what you mean by that one more time? Like the Go Live educators, or um are you talking about the time the call is going to be every week, or what do you guys mean? Hmm.
You guys should be able to unmute now.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you guys can unmute. Somebody asked a question to go over the times again. I just need to know what exactly you mean, either unmute or just, drop the question. On the news. Yes. So I hope you mean for news this week. And I'll show you guys the website I use to find out exactly where these events are taking place, what time. So it's called forexfactory.com under the calendar section. So again, I like to focus on, again, I'm a dollar trader. I like to focus on just the dollar, and I like to focus on just the highest impact news, right? Being FOMC, Jerome Powell, CPI, things like that, right? And and really just understanding how they each move, each news event, each type of news event has its different personality, right? Some, like for example, some news events will manipulate going into the news, and then the big drop or the big impulse will happen right at that time. Some of them is just one move. So my advice, if you're a little bit newer, my advice is not to trade these times. Is mainly to just study, like either hop on the charts live at these times. This is my time, this is AZ time, but you guys will be able to wait, yes. You guys can come up here to the right and change the time for your time zone. I'm on Mountain Time. So for me, it's currently 8:53. I go to the calendar, it shows me that 6:30 tomorrow CPI. So I'll be studying that. Wednesday, we got FOMC at 12 p.m. and 12:30. Core retail sales on Thursday, Friday, flash services PPI. So very packed week. It's the end of the year. So a lot of these announcements are the last announcements of the year. A lot of earnings for the year are coming out for companies. So I think the market is just very highly manipulated to make certain people look good to close out the year in a way. You feel me? And that's regarding the stock market and things like that. But again, you study the dollar, you're studying trading, you're studying investing, economic cycles, housing, interest rates. So like it's worth it, man. The skill is definitely worth it. I hope that answers your question. If that's not exactly what you were talking about, just let me know. But does anybody have any other questions? Anything else to go over before we hop off? Oh, again, this call is recorded, so I'm going to drop it on YouTube. Let me stop that recording now, actually.